You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
They weren't like the normal, drone that somebody would purchase and use in their home. They were large. Some were described as large as like an SUV.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
If you look out your window, chances are you might just see something crazy in the sky. At least that's how thousands of people in New Jersey have been feeling for quite a while now. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why these so-called drone invasions are not random at all. There is a clear motive behind it, and the media is purposely trying to steer our attention away from it. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with this story, here's a little rundown for you. The skies over New Jersey have been swarming with drones, UFOs, and UAPs for about a month now. A quick search on X or TikTok will show hundreds of videos of these mysterious objects flying very low over populated areas all across the state.
Oh, it's another one. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What the living daylights, man.
This is a video of the Morris County drones with characteristic triangle lights on the back or underneath.
And these sightings have created so much panic and confusion that even the FBI is now involved and are trying to locate the origin of these flying objects.
Now we turn to a mystery in the sky in New Jersey. The FBI says it's investigating a series of possible drone flights. People on the ground across central Jersey have reported them over the past several days.
And we're not talking about 2 or 3 sightings. We're talking about dozens of sightings pretty much every single day.
We had last night 49 sightings. I think 20 of them were over Hunterdon. I was on with the White House and Homeland Security leadership literally at the very top yesterday for pretty much all day. I'm hoping we'll get answers.
As you can see, the situation has escalated to a point where even the White House has been involved. White House Press Secretary KJP even had to face some very tough questions on this topic.
Has the federal government ruled out that these are controlled by foreign entities?
Yeah.
And do you know if they're conducting surveillance over these
So I
areas?
cannot make any kind of predictions or comments about that specifically from here. This is something that DHS is looking at and FBI, so I would have to refer you to them. I don't have anything beyond that. We're tracking this very closely. Obviously, we're all aware of the incidents that have been reported. I'm not going to go into what they could be or could not be from here.
People are very concerned about this. What's the White House message to the people up there who are frustrated that there isn't any information right now?
And obviously, we hear them and we understand that. We are closely tracking this. We are monitoring.
Now, even though she didn't really give us any information as usual, notice how she seems extremely nervous talking about this subject and clearly does not want to answer any questions. Now, she referred the reporters to the FBI if they had any questions. Well, as luck would have it, only yesterday there was a hearing where a senior FBI official told this to the U.S. House Committee on Homeland Security.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
We do not attribute that to an individual or a group yet. We're investigating, but I don't have an answer of who's responsible for that, of one or more people that are responsible for those drone flights. But we're actively investigating. It is concerning.
Is the public at risk? Is public safety at risk? Are we concerned that there are nefarious intentions that could cause either national security or a public safety incident that would put Americans at risk?
There's nothing that is known that would lead me to say that. but we just don't know, and that's the concerning part.
Did you catch that last part? The FBI is straight up saying they don't even know if we're in danger or not. That does not give me any confidence whatsoever. But hang on, because this situation is far creepier than you think. Now, previously I made a video about this subject when these drones were mostly popping up near the Picatinny Arsenal military facility in Morris County. At the time, I also thought it might have been foreign objects or spy drones sent by American adversaries to keep an eye on us. However, this new situation is much different. The frequency with which these drones are appearing has now become a joke, and people are actively making fun of it.
Bro, when I tell y'all the last 10 videos I had just scrolled on TikTok were UFO sightings, I'm not even capping. Like within the last week, I've seen so many UFO sighting videos on my TikTok page, more than I've ever seen ever on TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter. And from the looks of it, the videos I've seen, it look like these aliens, they just literally like floating hella low to the surface too. Like they don't give a damn, they just flowing, they're just like this. They don't care, bro. They're just making themselves prevalent, bro.
Well, let me tell you why these sightings have become a common practice, and I believe it has nothing to do with aliens or our international foes for that matter. I'm sure you've all heard about Project Bluebeam. If you look it up online, Wikipedia will tell you it's a conspiracy theory that was popularized by Serge Monast in the 90s. Most newspapers will tell you it's the most dangerous conspiracy theory ever, but what exactly is it? Well, in essence, it's a project run by globalists who plan on conducting a massive false flag operation. This false flag operation will involve a fake alien invasion that will help these globalists establish a new world order. Now, I know some of you might be skeptical of how someone can just fake an alien invasion. Well, my friends, here I would like you to go back and watch this video where I show you how the CIA was ready to conduct such a false flag operation all the way back in the 1960s. And in the last 6 decades since then, we've taken some huge technological leaps, which means creating alien simulations is no longer a pipe dream. Now, even though most online sources credit Serge Monast for Project Bluebeam, I believe the first guy to bring attention to this scary theory was none other than our former president, Ronald Reagan. While the liberal media makes fun of him for talking about alien invasions on the UN floor, I think it was his way of warning us about the kind of situation we're seeing right now. Because he didn't just talk about it once, he mentioned the same thing on 3 different occasions.
I couldn't help at one point in my discussions privately with General Secretary Gorbachev, when you stop to think that we're all God's children wherever we may live in the world, I couldn't help but say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together. Well, I don't suppose we can wait for some alien race to come down and threaten us, but I think that between us we can bring about that realization. In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war? I think maybe I'd answer it this way. I keep, in my frustration sometimes, you know, actually, if you count some of the things going on in smaller countries and all, there have been about 114 wars since World War II. But I've often wondered, what if all of us in the world discovered that we were threatened by a power from outer space, from another planet, wouldn't we all of a sudden find that we didn't have any differences between us at all? We were all human beings, citizens of the world, and wouldn't we come together to fight that particular threat?
Now, the question is, why would he try to give us hints about the actions of a shadow organization? Well, it's because President Ronald Reagan was always at odds with the deep state. In a lot of ways, he was like Donald Trump. He won with overwhelming support, was extremely popular, and didn't care much about the standard political norms. He also nearly lost his life because of his policies. Now, why do I think that these drones are not alien crafts? Well, the answer is actually kind of simple. If you analyze any of these videos, it becomes clear that these flying objects loosely resemble drones used by our military and other three-letter agencies. I mean, just look at this super viral clip.
We shouldn't be outside for this.
I think we can safely say it's a drone that looks like a plane. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that these are ordinary drones. Most witness testimonies confirm that these are some of the most sophisticated flying objects we have ever seen.
A friend of mine on here that lives in New Jersey last night, which let's keep in mind is December 7th, saw 3 very large drones sitting above his home. And when he decided to use his drone to get a closer look, something really weird happened. As he flew his drone up towards these other 3 drones, he stated that these drones made absolutely no noise. But then he stated that when his drone got closer, that his drone was taken offline, with what he stated seemed to be some kind of EMP. But this is where it gets weird. His drone fell straight from the sky, and as far as I know, he's trying to recover the footage that he had on that drone. He described these drones as being as big as a car and having one large blinking light on them. But the craziest part about it is the fact that he released a video of them hovering above his house prior to releasing his drone to go up to get a closer look, right? And now his account has actually ended up being banned. Do keep in mind he had 89,000 followers. And some of you probably saw that video.
And even when observed with powerful radars, these drones seem to have an energy shield surrounding them.
Check this thing out. Anytime I try to zoom in with my camera all the way up to the drone, this is what I get. It has a round, shield around it.
Now, I have a simple question for you. Do you think the American Armed Forces and our dozens of agencies will ever let this incursion continue without ever shooting one of these drones down? Of course not. If these were foreign objects, they would be getting shot down left and right by now, especially because they are as big as SUVs and pretty slow from the looks of it. And I'm not the only one who's certain that this invasion is from within our borders.
Yeah, you can't tell me that we don't know what that is. I just think they're not being honest with us. I think that if we don't know, if our government really has no idea, then they're even more incompetent than I thought.
As far as I can see, they are still in the early phases of testing this project. Unfortunately, it also means that this drone invasion can spread all over the country and things might get much crazier. Now, what do you think is the ultimate objective behind this silent invasion? Do you have any of your own stories about such strange encounters? Feel free to share your thoughts with everyone in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.